Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the April 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Virgo. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on. And if you haven't done so already, please do like, comment, subscribe. Specifically subscribe to my YouTube channel. That helps me really greatly when you subscribe, and you'll also be notified when I post videos in the future. With that being said, let's go and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close. In column number 2, we're going to take a look at April in general. We're going to do a money column, a love column, and in our 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We're also going to do 3 yes or no questions, a healing crystal, and a healing note for you. But let's take a look and see what we've got. A summary card for the last few weeks. We have the card connection. So likely you've been feeling more connected, Virgo. This could be connected to your spouse, connected to your children, even connected to yourself, connected to the world. Connection's a really wonderful thing though. But let's see what messages we have here. The first card that we have is the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. It's also a card of persistence. So there could have been something that you were very persistent on lately, but it's also about having boundaries. Again, this person didn't build a wall around themselves. They didn't block everything out, but they built like a fence with wands, and they're able to filter in the things they want and exclude the things they don't want. The next card that we have is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a card of very fast-paced lifestyle change. You see in this card the horse and rider are moving very quickly. So there's some sort of lifestyle change in the last few weeks or month for you, Virgo, that happened very fast. Then at the bottom we have the Sun card. The Sun card is a wonderful card. It's a card of material happiness, joyous outcomes, success. It's one of the most bright, positive cards in the entire deck. It's a really happy, joyous, successful last few weeks for you. But let's clarify this column and see what messages we can get. The first clarifying card we have is the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords is a card of heartbreak, divorce, loss, depression. I do feel like some of you at some point had a not very good relationship that really changed who you were, how you thought, hence the boundaries. So something did happen to you, or someone did happen to you, Virgo, that resulted in these boundaries. But these boundaries, again, are healthy. They're putting you in a place where you're only taking in good things. The next card that we have is the 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles is a card of giving or receiving help. It's also a card of generosity. So the next, or as part of this kind of shift that happened, I do feel like some of you have the ability to be more generous, or in some way you've been giving help or receiving help. But that's that prompt change that happened for you. Then at the bottom we have the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups is a card of nostalgia. It could be reflecting. It is a card of reunions too. So there could have been a reunion that's brought you a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, or there could be a successful outcome to that reunion. Or there just could be like joy and reflecting that's happened to you recently, realizing how far you've come, what all you've accomplished. But again, there does seem to be some sort of reunion or reflection that's going on for you, Virgo. Now at this point in time, we're going to take a look at our next column, which is just in general what's going to be happening in April. Another summary card here for you. We have the card shift. So there will be some sort of shift for you. There was definitely a shift in the last few weeks with that Knight of Swords. But let's see what cards we get here. The first card we have is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, if you've listened to my readings in the past, is one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. The Wheel of Fortune is a card of good fortune. It's a card of good luck, but it's also a turning point, hence the wheel on there. So when we see it, it could mean that you're about to go through a turning point. But overall, a really wonderful card to have. It makes sense that there is a turning point because we are going through a shift. Turning point and shift are kind of one and the same there. The next card that we have is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is like the Knight in Shining Armor card. This is Prince or Princess Charming. It's very romantic, very proposal-like. Some of you could be getting engaged, you could be getting married. If you're single and looking for a relationship, this is a really wonderful card. Sometimes this could be like a business proposal as well. Of course, a very, very attractive business proposal. Then at the bottom we have the Star card. The Star card is a good card as well. It's a card of renewal, hope, inner clarity. For some of you, could be in the spotlight. That's that big star at the top there. But whatever this shift is or this turning point that you're getting to is going to take you to a place where you feel renewed. You have this new hope. You have this inner clarity, which is good. The first clarifying card we have is the Justice card. Anytime I see the Justice card, this is a card that's favorable for you, Virgo, so that's good right off the bat. A card that is favorable in your favor. That didn't make the most sense, sorry. But this is a card of like win-win. It could be truth coming out, it could be cause and effect. But I do feel like you have like worked hard to get to this turning point, or you've done something to get to this shift. Again, it's that cause and effect type energy, and of course it will come in the fashion of a win. It is going to be very positive for you. The next card that we have is the Nine of Wands. We had the Nine of Wands earlier, so again, this is our card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. Again, we didn't build a wall here, we built a fence. We're filtering in the things that we want. This is neat to see together because whether this is a new relationship for you or a business proposal, it's like we have these new boundaries. Like, this happened and now we know we don't want that anymore. Or this happened and we do want this. So it's like you know what you want. You're setting yourself up to get the things that you want. You have the correct boundaries to let in this perfect person, again, whether it's love life or business proposal. The next card we have is the Judgment card. Interestingly enough, Judgment and Justice come through kind of similar when I do my readings, only for the fact that they are, again, those favorable for you cards. Having both Justice and Judgment, I would say that there is like some sort of decision. For some of you, there could be like a legal or a contract type thing coming through that will work out favorable for you. If you have court, both of these cards together are really good court outcomes. Again, lawsuit, settlement, those type of things are really beneficial. But Judgment in general means clarity. It could be a final decision. Again, that final decision in court or on a contract. But Judgment and Star pair together are really good. You're going to have clarity. Both of these cards are saying clarity. The Judgment card, though, is like saying you're on your path, you're following your life's purpose, which is good because with this shift, I feel like you're going to feel a lot of positivity. You've got good boundaries. It's a win-win situation. Cause and effect, it's something you've worked hard for, but there's a lot of clarity and renewal that are coming together. Now at this time, we're going to take a look at our next column, which is money. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, anything that we associate with money. The first card we have is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very reliable, very hardworking. It can also be a card of patience, so keep that in mind. But I do think that this card is just like saying you're working really hard. The work that you're doing is really good quality, Virgo. The next card we have is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is an interesting card. It's a card of withdrawal, retreat, moving on. If you look at this card, all 8 of the cups are stacked up really nicely, but yet the person is walking away anyways. So it's like saying you have something good, but you're leaving for something better. I do think that some of you will possibly switch jobs in the month of April. You could be going to a new position or job role even within your same company. It could, of course, be a completely different company. Some of you could be switching up your investments too. Like, this could look good, but there is something better. But definitely some sort of change or transition going on there. Then at the bottom we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of low feelings. It's a card of loss, regret, grief, feeling abandoned. So for some of you, you have some low feelings around money or work currently, but let's clarify and see what other messages we can get here. Possibly those low feelings could be causing you to leave. Like maybe you have a good gig, Virgo, but like you're just not happy. Like you have a good job, but you don't love your job kind of deal. But let's see. The first card that we have is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is very active. It does indicate a new project or idea though. So that would make sense. Again, this could be a new job for some of you. It could be a new job role. Or it could just be a new project. Like maybe you're going to switch up what work you're working on. And this is kind of saying like your hard work led you to this new beginning or this new opportunity. The next card that we have is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a card of like gossip, spying eyes, prying eyes, like people trying to figure out truth about you. It's like drama. It's like unnecessary water cooler talk. So for some of you, that could be what's driving you to make this move or driving you forward. Again, your hard work got you to this new opportunity, but there could be something that you're just like tired. Like you're tired of the gossip, you're tired of the drama, Virgo, and that's what's prompting this move. Then at the bottom we have the Hermit card. The Hermit card is a card of going within for clarity. You see this light here. This is the light that's within you. So I feel like, again, some of you are unhappy. Maybe you have a good job, but you just don't love it. Or there's some sort of toxic gossip going around. But I think this is saying, like, check and see what you want. Like, the Hermit is about making sure you're living your personal quest, you're living your personal truth, that you have the right spiritual illumination. I know that sounds weird, but that's like one of the true textbook meanings of this card. So you might need to be finding something that's more fulfilling or makes you happier or has less drama or gossip. So again, check in with yourself and make sure that you're doing the right thing, especially if you're feeling these low feelings. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. So it could be family, friends, relationships, children, married, single, anything that you associate with love, Virgo. The first card that we have is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a card of trusting your intuition. This can also be a card of like secrets. We're going to clarify this, but I would say, like, as it pertains to love this month, make sure you're really trusting your intuition. The next card that we have is Temperance. Temperance is a card of balance and harmony. Some of you, like, whether you're single or in a relationship or living with family or friends or your significant other, things just have felt out of balance recently, Virgo. So as it pertains to love, I do think things are going to be balancing out for you. Then at the bottom we have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a card of giving or receiving help. I do feel like some of you are going to be kind of giving. Maybe if you're in a relationship, you have to do a little bit more for your partner. Maybe they're very busy this month. You could be helping a family member out. I feel like some of you could be having a family or friend live with you temporarily, which kind of sounds odd, but that is a message that's coming through. But it seems like you're going to be helping someone close to you these next few weeks or in April. But let's clarify and see what we've got going on. The first card that we have is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords has a couple different meanings. It could be necessary transition. It could be relocating or moving. Again, I do feel like some of you are going to have somebody moving in with you. It seems like an odd message, but it's just the message that's coming through. This card is paired with the High Priestess, so this is about trusting your intuition. When you look at the Six of Swords, everybody's facing away from us. Their heads are hanging low, and there's a bunch of swords stuck in the boat. But overall, this is a good card. This is a card of moving forward in a positive direction. So trust your intuition, and if you feel like you're in a transition period, just know that it's a necessary and positive transition. The next card that we have is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is a great card. It's wishes coming true. It's material abundance. It's good health. So whether you're single in a relationship, this is saying you're in a relationship, you can have whatever you want. For some of you, you of course have been seeking balance and harmony with that Temperance card, and that's why that's coming through. This is also a good card for health. So if you or someone in your family has been sick lately, typically this is an indicator of better health too, which is wonderful. Then at the bottom we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a very bold card. This indicates that you have a lot of power, which makes sense because, again, you're seeming to be the one that's giving this month as it pertains to love. So like you're in a position of power where you're able to help other people. Now we're going to take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guide. So something to carry into April with us. We have the card Balance. How beautiful is that? Balance is huge. We were just talking about balance with the Temperance card. But I love when I see the Balance card for any of the zodiac signs. More balance in life. What could you ask for? That is always a plus, plus, plus. But let's see what messages are here. The first card that we have is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is having to compromise or make a decision. I do feel like for some of you that compromise could be that person moving in with you and living. Specifically, they seem to be in a bad relationship. But surprisingly, it feels like a compromise, but I don't know that they're going to throw you out of balance. You might actually enjoy this person's company even though you didn't think you would, Virgo. So that's interesting. The next card that we have is the Justice card. We did have the Justice card earlier. Again, these cards are favorable for you. This is a win-win situation. So even though it feels like you're compromising with potentially this person moving in, or it could be like not the person moving in. Again, there's something that you feel like you're compromising. It could be that move-in situation or not. But it's going to be a win-win situation. So even though you're compromising, there actually will be balance. It's going to be beneficial for you. Then at the bottom here, we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is a not very good relationship. It's bully, theft, violence. It could be a toxic or abusive relationship. Some of you could be getting away from that. Like it could be family, friend, lover situation. The person that's moving in could be getting away from this toxic relationship as well. But let's clarify this column and see what kind of messages we have here. We have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a card desiring long-term security. Some of you are like, oh my gosh, what is this going to do long-term? Like if I let this person move in, are they never going to move out? So you're worried about that long-term piece, and that could be why you're feeling like a compromise. If again, it's not related to this person moving in with you, it could just be feeling again like you're compromising. But this is saying that everything's going to be okay long-term. The next card that we have is the Sun card. The Sun card is a really, really good card in the tarot deck. It's like our happiest, brightest, most beautiful card. We had the Sun earlier. We were talking about that. It's a card of material happiness, joy, success. Again, whatever this thing is that you think you're compromising on, it's actually going to be really good. It's going to be win-win. It's going to be very happy, very joyous. Then at the bottom here, we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is very self-sufficient and very honest. I feel like whatever this relationship is, this not good relationship, you're so much better without this person. I'm not sure why this one card is dropped in here at the bottom. I'm giving you the message as I see it, but life will be much better without whatever this toxic person is that you're moving away from, Virgo. Now at this point in time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions using the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But question number 1 is the 9 of clubs. This is number 26 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the Jack of clubs. This is number 45 card. That's also a yes. And question number 3 is the 5 of clubs. All clubs for you. Number 33 card. That is going to be a yes. So we have yes, 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 Virgo. We're also going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you for the month of April that will help support you. The crystal that you have, Virgo, is Fire Opal. It's good for passion, being spontaneous. It's like the firework crystal. Helps with cheerfulness, creativity, and passion. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. We can all always use more healing. Your note says, even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. Thank you so much, Virgo, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this resonates with you. Again, when you subscribe, that benefits me very greatly. And when you're subscribed, you'll be notified when I post future videos. If you feel inclined, I did include my Venmo in the comments box as well if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you, Virgo, and have a wonderful April.